Hello, welcome to our 2024 Best Picture nominees recap sort of video series we got going on here. We are talking about Dune Part 2. Something that took me probably 4 months to watch because we started it and didn't finish it till way later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long movie. A lot of these movies are long. Ben, you don't care about Dune.
Same reason I don't care about Star Wars. We went over this in our last podcast. There's a reason, and I explained why.
You care about Star Wars now. I know you do.
Parts of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Again, I explained why.
I don't want to talk about this right now. We're talking about Dune. Do not bring up Star Wars right now. So Dune Part 1. When did you see that for the first time?
Oh my god. Probably exactly about a year ago.
Okay, and you just watched it by yourself?
No,
or?
you watched it with me. It was for our channel.
For this channel, that's right. Oh my god!
But it was like back when we were like not like living near each other, so we like did it over like an Xbox chat or whatever.
That's funny. God, man, now I feel stupid. Okay, did you like Dune Part 1? I can't remember.
I didn't care for it.
You didn't care
Same
for
reason
it.
I didn't care for this one.
Okay. This one, I feel like moves at a quicker pace than the first one.
It does.
I feel like it has a lot more action in it. I'm a lot more invested in the story. I feel like there's even a little more humor in this one than there is in the first one. Just from the guy who... I don't ask me to think of any characters' names because I can't. But the guy who thinks he's the Messiah. And it's like anytime he does anything, it's just like, oh my god, there, he did it. He did it. It's a sign.
God. Yeah.
And then him riding the worm for the first time too. I know this movie came out back in March. So, like, I'm not really too worried about spoilers or anything.
Yeah, and probably everybody saw it.
Everybody pretty much has seen this. But I think it's a really good movie.
I think
think
popcorn bucket.
Best popcorn bucket of all time. I think the scope of this movie is incredible. Like, this world that they've built, like, how vast and how just... I feel like this is the same thing with Wicked. Like, you feel like
Did we watch the same movie?
What are you talking about?
You said the scope is not that big.
It's pretty big.
No, it's not.
The battle and stuff at the end, and then the other world where it's like everything's black and white and stuff, and I think the scope's huge, man.
I don't feel that way at all.
You don't feel like this is a big movie?
No.
Really? I feel like it's a huge movie. That's why I feel like it's so much to take in.
Well, no. Maybe our definitions on scope are different. I'm talking about world building.
World building, no, but I feel like if you try to world build too much, then you're lost. You know?
And maybe that's why I don't like these movies. I don't know. It feels like one of those things where it's like, if there was like a mini series and then this, I'd appreciate it more because I've had that world built before me and have a foundation. To jump into something this big, I'm overwhelmed.
It is a little
That's
overwhelming.
my problem.
It is overwhelming. I'll give you that, for sure. There are still a lot of things I like about this movie.
Okay, go ahead.
Performances are all great. Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, I feel like in this movie. I feel like this is probably...
Sorry for the dogs.
I feel like this is probably her best role.
Zendaya. We had a whole discussion about her.
But then there's also Josh Brolin's in this movie. You got Stefan Skarsgård. You got Austin Butler as the main villain, like freaking Elvis himself, but weird bald head. He's Elvis.
No. You said main villain.
Kind of the main
I was going to say,
villain.
he's not really.
Yeah, he's the one big fight, you know?
Yeah.
But it comes to the same thing with the fact that, like you said, I really don't care all that much about this universe because I don't have that connection to it. Like, maybe if I read the book, or maybe if I did watch the show, the Dune Prophecy show, or whatever it is right now. But it's just, it's too much to get into, I feel. And I feel like this movie is for people who have some sort of understanding already to really appreciate it. I know some people don't, and they go into it and they love it. That's great. But for me, it's like, it's just a lot to take in. Don't get me wrong. I still really do like the second one.
It's so funny. And obviously they all draw from the similar inspirations, but it feels so similar to the Wheel of Time series.
Oh, yeah.
But to be fair, they all draw from like Jesus, like the whole Messiah sort of Star Wars draws from it too. So I can't be like, oh, it pulls from it, because they all pull from the same things. They pull from each other. It's just like the similarities are very like the Bene Gesserit, and then you have the Aes Sedai. Those parallels in my brain, which is like, yo, they're very similar in those ways.
Yeah. Like I said, there's no real spoiler or anything. This is just kind of a quick one. We've already talked about this movie a lot.
Yeah, and we've seen it so long ago. I have a hard time even like putting thoughts together on it.
I will say, for this one, it's an 8 for me. The first one I think was a 7. This one's an 8, so it is a little better. I'm excited to see where it goes. I do want to see one more of these movies at least.
See, I feel like it's going to do the whole Star Wars thing with me again, where it's going to take more than just a couple movies, because there's so much.
Yeah.
That I need more world building for me to appreciate it.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll watch that show that came out.
There is a show, yeah.
There is a show. I was going to say,
there is a show.
Maybe we'll definitely watch that.
Maybe I'll just read the books or something. Who knows?
We'll definitely watch the show before the next movie comes out, which that's not going to be out for like another year or two. We got plenty of time.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we're still mainly focusing now on the Oscars. Did you say a rating?
I don't remember my rating. I don't remember
Give a rating.
I don't remember the movie that well.
Give one.
I watched it in 2 parts, like a 4 months difference between
Give it a
them.
rating.
I don't know. A 7.
There you go, a 7.
I don't know.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Oh my god, it's a barely passing grade in the American education system.
I think it's a passing grade. So Ben, you need to see A Complete Unknown.
Yes.
I've seen it. I'm ready to talk about it. You need to see that. And then we are going to see 4 of the movies that were nominated in the movie theater on a marathon day coming up towards the end of this month.
Like not this weekend, but next weekend?
Weekend after, I think.
Okay.
February 22nd.
Yeah.
We're doing a big day at the theater. Going to see 4 movies.
Yeah, AMC's hosting like a movie marathon thing.
Very excited for that. And then we still have to watch Amelia Perez. Not excited for.
Yeah, we've heard it. Yeah, we've heard things. We've talked about it.
There's been a lot of rumors that it's going to get taken out of the Oscar.
They're going to replace it with something else?
I would love that. They should replace it with something else. Something good.
Put my pick in there.
Put September 5th in there.
Yeah.
But until then, we'll probably have to watch it, and we'll probably just have to go with it.
Probably. We will have to go with it.
God. Okay. Fine.